hoodie sweatshirt every video. Oh, hold on. I think I just hit the ladder to the side of the van. Hello, welcome back or welcome to our YouTube channel. We have a Ford Transit Connect XLT 2012. We're converting into a camper van. The subfloor is laid. We got ceiling battens up for the ceiling planks that we have, the tongue and groove ceiling planks. But before I get to installing the ceiling, I want to install our solar panel on the top of the van because I'm gonna have wires coming through. I'm gonna be drilling a hole through there, some holes. I wanna make sure that I get that all figured out before actually doing the ceiling. So that's what's going on tonight. Okay, so we got, let's see, let me get in the frame here. Okay, this is awkward. We decided to go with Renogy. It's pretty well known in the camper van space, so we figured we'd go with something that we kind of know. Plus, they have these kits that come with all the things that you need. So we got the 100-watt solar panel, just a single panel for now. And we got the premium kit. So I'm going to show you what's in this box. So we got a few things in here. It comes with a 20 amp MMP charge controller. So essentially we take the solar panel, we connect it to the charge controller. It controls the charge from, in kind of layman's terms, it controls the charge as it charges your battery. It tells you, it pulls in that and it'll monitor, you know, what stage your battery's in and what voltage it needs to send and in the specific stages. So it's a smart one. So it can just kind of do magic and keep things going and keep things topped off if they're full. So this has some ports in here that we're going to connect our wires to. And so that's the charge controller. We'll have that in our electrical component box. It also comes with mounting brackets, which I am going to use. Comes with self-tapping screws, some nuts and bolts in there, some manuals. Also comes with some cabling, which is really nice. It comes with lots of different cables, and the cool part is that they're already pre-crimped, which is great. So it's already got these really nice connectors on here, and these are all just ready to kind of plug and play and go. So we got one of these will go to the actual, you know, positive cable on the solar panel. The other one will go to the negative cable on the solar panel, and that will come in and it will connect to the charge controller, both of those cables. And then it has these two cables, which has a terminal ring on it, and so that will go from the charge controller to the battery. So that's that. It also comes with this cable because it comes with a 20 amp fuse. And from what I was looking at, it's really important to fuse the line coming from your charge controller to your battery, because apparently you really don't want to kind of unplug your solar panel while it's in operation. So this allows you to pull that fuse out, and then you can kind of service whatever you need. So this will come in. This will actually come from here to the battery. I think I have that right. Anyways, I might have to look at that a little bit more. I might have that wrong, but that's the idea. There's a fuse. It's actually on the back here. Comes with this other fuse here. That's a 10 amp fuse that comes from in between the line of the solar panel into the charge controller, and then there'll be this fuse between the charge controller and your battery. So I think that's correct. That way both ends of these things are fused in case something goes awry. It also comes with a premium kit, also comes with anyways, that bag's not opening, so I'm just gonna rip it. It comes with a temperature sensor. So this will plug into the charge controller, and then I can just kind of set this near my battery, make sure it's going to monitor the temperature of my battery. And then it also comes with a Bluetooth module that also plugs into the charge controller and allows you to connect to this via an app that we can monitor the charging and see what's coming out of the solar panel and how things are going there. So that's essentially what it comes with, some mounting brackets for the charge controller. That's kind of in a nutshell all the pieces that come with it. So I'm going to go ahead and start by installing the brackets to the solar panel. It comes with some pre-drilled holes here, as you can't see. Comes with pre-drilled holes in the bottom for your brackets. And so I'm going to install those brackets on here, and then we'll hop up onto the roof. All right, so this becomes pretty easy. It comes with the bracket. Obviously, I'm going to use these holes, the second hole in here, not for any particular reason outside of when I went up on the roof, it seemed like that was a good spot. So each bracket, essentially what will go is there's a bolt, a washer for the bolt, comes up through the bottom, bracket goes through the hole, then there's another washer, let's see if we can see better from here. So bolt up through there with a washer, another washer, lock washer, nut. Kind of hand tighten that a bit. Make sure it's on there nice and straight. And there you have it. I'm just going to repeat that on all four sides. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm going to actually connect the wires to this down here because I don't want to have to do that once I get it mounted and once I'm up there. So I am going to just connect these and kind of put the whole kip and caboodle up there. People say kip and caboodle anymore? I don't know. All right, so it's clearly marked here. The positive here, and the positive is where this 10 amp inline fuse goes. So super quick and easy just to pop that in. Boom, shakalaka. And then this goes right into here for my positive cable. And I'm going to label these when I get them into the van so that I can remember which one's positive, which one's negative. So I got the fuse, I got that. Good. And then I'm just gonna connect the negative to this connector here. Those are all snug, ready to rock and roll. All right, so I think I've landed on about right here. That will come down and I can then run my cable straight down the wall underneath the plywood and up to my battery. Okay, so I got a hole in the roof, another hole in the roof. I probably need a bigger hole. It's a small hole, but I don't have a bigger drill bit. I could use a jigsaw to just kind of cut a bigger hole. Sometimes you get up and you do something and you're like, that didn't work so well. It happens. You just got to be creative and keep thinking. All right, so I made my kind of own little grommet hole here to keep the water out, but give it a kind of in case a little bit of water does get in here somehow, although I don't know how it will. But this will also create a little seal around these metal edges so that the cables aren't rubbing on that metal when as we're cruising down the road. So, all right, so now so I think what I'm gonna do is just have this sit kind of sideways like this. After looking around, I don't think it much matters which direction you put it. I'm gonna put it like this because it gets the maximum amount of kind of adhesion here. There's no screw holes on this to screw it down into the roof. So I'm just gonna, again, use that Butyl tape, throw it in here, push it down, and then I'll put some more lap sealant around the outside here just to really ensure that it is watertight. Okay, so what I don't get about electrical cables is it seems like if you just set them near or you move them at all, they just get tangled up. I don't get it. This was in a perfect little spiral, and now as I'm feeding it through, it's like it decides to like boa constrictor around itself, which makes it really challenging to feed it through the thing. All right, so I ended up doubling up the Butyl tape over here as well. So I'm going to try to place this correctly the first try. I think that's pretty straightish. I'd give it like a 6 out of 10 maybe on the straightness method. So I think that'll hold just fine. I'm going to go ahead and they give you these self-tapping screws. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna grab a drill bit, which I don't have up here on the roof. All right, so, man, how many times did I say, all right, so if we went back to the tapes, I bet it's a million times. All right, so now I'm just gonna screw down into the roof. So the solar panel is screwed down. And it is getting really, really cold. I might call it a night. Before I go to bed, I'm gonna attempt to throw this box into that white trash can. Oh, Try this one. Oh my gosh, not even close. Crappy electrical tape that doesn't work anymore. Oh, it's gonna stick to my finger. No. Okay, so back at it again. Tonight, just got back. Got the kids to bed after a really nice Good Friday service tonight at our church, which was awesome. So now I need to just really, I don't have much to do tonight. I'm just gonna I need to get this thing sealed down. I keep thinking I should probably go look for the name of it. I can't remember what the name of it is, but I'll have a link to it in the description. It also comes with some of the Renogy kits. Just did not come with the premium kit. I kind of wish it did. But anyways, it's cheap and easy to find. So well, what I'm going to do here is put that butyl tape. Good thing I got a nice roll of that. And I'm just going to put it along the inside here to make sure, and then I'm going to push that down really nice and good. And then I'm going to put some lap sealant, like I did for the fan, around this, and then that should be good for this part. I was going to mention too, in the last part, I had around this hole, I had butyl tape, but I just kind of didn't like that idea, and I was watching some YouTube videos. I found some people that had kind of, in some of these odd holes, they used electrical tape, so I just layered up a bunch of electrical tape to make sure it's nice and thick. That way these wires aren't going to rub up against that sharp metal, and I kind of tried to clean that up a little bit. So right now I just have some electrical tape that just wraps around on the inside, so hopefully that will help keep the metal from wearing down the shield on the wire, because you never want the wire to touch the metal. That could cause a big problem. So but now I'm just going to clean it up a little bit and then do that butyl tape and get it all sealed up. Okay, so now I'm just going to position this where I want it. Give it a really, really good, snug push down. And I'll put my body weight on that. One more thing really quick about this butyl tape. Is it seems like there's kind of a sweet spot temperature-wise for them to really deal with them. Sorry, it's freezing out here. My hands are cold. If it's too hot, it's really tacky. Gets stuck to everything. And if it's too cold, it's too hard to ply and squish. So what some folks will do is they'll just toss it in the fridge. If it's warm out, they'll just toss it in the fridge for a little bit to cool it down, just because it makes it easier to cut, makes it easier to kind of to get attached and stuff like that, so it's not sticking to everything. But since it's so cold, I've just been kind of popping it out into the garage for a little bit. Okay, so now I'm gonna put this self-leveling lap sealant, Dicor brand, around the outside edge. And this stuff, we used it on the fan as well, and it's just kind of what the people have been using that I've seen in videos. So it is self-leveling, so you got to make sure you put enough on it so that it has some room. So if I were to drop, let's say on top of a screw head, if I were to drop a 1/2 inch bead on the top, it would slowly sink down to maybe be a 1/4 inch bead. So you got to kind of overdo it a little bit. Sometimes it doesn't look super pretty just because it kind of lavas around, but sometimes it's more about functionality than it is about fashion. Okay, so probably overkill on that, but the last thing I want is water coming in from the top. We won't be able to tell until it's too late because it'll roll down the sides, it'll roll on the bottom of our ceiling. So really want to be overkill. While I'm up here, I'm going to actually hit the each of the screws on the solar panels as well with this, just to really seal those up even a little bit more. And then I'm also going to touch up a few spots on the fan that seem to have leveled, because that was really my first time ever using this stuff. And so I'm just going to touch that up as well. Okay, so solar panel is installed, mounted, sealed. The wires are all good. I guess I got to screw on these little things here to tighten it up. I'll do that in a minute here. But for this purpose, we are lap sealant. We are done on the roof for now, which my knees and my body are very thankful for. These ribs start to get a little bit tiresome on the knees. So throw a little pad up there if while you're doing this, if you need to. But happy that this project is done. We'll do some, I'll probably do a video on the electrical components and how to actually hook it up at a later date. But for now, we're good. If you found this video helpful in any way, or if you enjoyed it in any way, give it a like down there at the bottom. Subscribe to our page for more updates and how-tos on how to do the camper van for more of the beginners. And happy camper building. We'll catch you back here next time.